This last video, I'm going to do examples 4 and 5 together because they both pertain to the theorems I'm about to read to you. First one is properties of triangle congruence. Triangle congruence is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Reflexive meaning, for any triangle, ABC, triangle ABC is congruent to itself. Now it seems obvious, but it has a name, reflexive property. Symmetric, if ABC is congruent to DEF, then triangle DEF is congruent to triangle ABC. Again, seemingly obvious, but symmetric, just changing sides with the congruence statement. Now, transitive says if triangle ABC is congruent to DEF, and DEF is congruent to JKL, well then ABC must be congruent to JKL as well. So those are some properties we're going to be talking about. The other theorem we're going to learn about is that if two angles of a triangle are congruent to two angles of another, then automatically the third angles are congruent. That's called the third angles theorem. So if A and B here are the same measure as D and E, well automatically then C has to be the same as F, because these all have to add up to 180, and so do these. So if two are the same, the third one is also. Let's apply that in example 4 here. Let me move my face here. Let's find the measure of angle BDC. So the measure of angle BDC says, to find the measure of angle BDC, I simply have to figure out what triangles are congruent here. Okay? So measure of angle BDC is, let's identify it first, goes all the way from here to there. So B, D is the vertex, all the way over to C. So the angle between those two sides. Okay? How big is that angle? Well, if this angle here is 45, this one is marked the same, so that would also be 45. If this angle here is 30, well, this angle over here has to be 30 also. You can't always find the measure of the angle you want right away. Okay? I have a triangle down here with two 30-degree angles. Therefore, this angle has to be 120 because these three angles have to add up to 180. So 30 and 30 make 60. Subtract that from 180, you get 120. Continuing, this whole thing makes 180. So this angle here would be 60. Notice I also could have used the exterior angle theorem there. This angle is exterior to this triangle, so the two acute angles that are non-adjacent to it, 30 and 30, add up to that 60. Last thing, 60 and 45 make 105. Subtract them from 180, you get 75 degrees, so that these three angles could add up to 180. So now, what's the angle BDC? Well, 75 and 30 together add up to 105. So the measure of angle BDC would be 105 degrees. So that took some work. Let's try one more. Use the information to prove that triangle ACD is congruent to triangle CAB. Well, we know these two angles are congruent to these two angles. Therefore, by the third angle theorem, angle D has to be the same as angle B. Okay? So we know angle B has to be congruent to angle D, and that's by the third angles theorem. Now, I also know that the only side, these two sides are congruent to these two. Now that doesn't necessarily mean the third one is congruent, but it is because both triangles share that side. So we can say that segment AC is congruent to itself, and that is called, remember what we said earlier, that's called the reflexive property. And therefore, ACD has to be congruent to CAB because, so the answer is that these triangles are congruent because all sides, all corresponding, sides and angles are congruent. And there you have it, two congruent triangles.